Okay guys, I'm going to go over the paper 1 and paper 2 over the next week. Okay, so every night I'll do a few questions on it. If I were ye, okay, you don't have to, right? It's your leaving cert. But if I were ye, I would get out your page and your pre when I give it back to you, and I would go through maybe two or three of these questions when I have them done every night. Okay, and start correcting and learn what you've done wrong. Okay, so start tonight in question 1, maybe question 2. Alright, first question was to do with financial maths, okay, and our arithmetic, as we call it, that's the name of the chapter in the book, and it's all to do with wages. There could also be some VAT, there could be currency exchange, this kind of a thing. So this question is concentrating on the wages. So if we look, Peter has an income of 55,000 euros in the year. The standard cut-off point is this. Standard rate of tax 20%, higher rate of tax 42%, and a tax credit of 2,500. He pays USC at the following rates. Okay, so we need to know what these are. Okay, so I'll explain them to you. If you do business, you should know it anyway. So, well, he has an income of this much, right? So he earns this much money a year. But he doesn't get to take it home. He doesn't actually get paid this much into his pocket. He gets this much until the government get their hands on it. Okay, and the government take a big chunk of it in tax, income tax. So this thing here, the standard cut-off point, that's we need to keep that in mind, because there's two rates of tax. There's 20% and a 42%. And if this is the standard cut-off point, 28,500, that means his first 28,500 euros he makes, he pays 20% of that to the government in tax. And anything he earns over that, then, he pays 42% to the government in tax. Okay, but the government aren't all that bad, because just when they calculate how much tax he owes from this, right at the end, before they take it off him, they'll say, actually, hold on, if you owe, say, 10 grand in tax, you can take off this 2,500. So you actually only owe us, say, 7,500 in tax. Okay. USC then, well, that was brought in a few years ago with when the bad times came, and everyone lost their jobs and the government needed a bit of money, and they brought in this USC, and basically it was just another tax. So this is the way they calculate it. They take 2% of the first 10,036 euros you earn. And then the next, from 10,036 euros to 16,016 euros, they take 4% of that. And anything above 16,016 euros, they take 7% of that. Okay? So here's how we calculate it. That's the first thing we must do. We must calculate how much USC he owes. Well, okay. So we're going to split it into three bits. First bit is his first 10,036 euros. Okay, so that's that bit. The next bit then is from here to here. So we need to get 10,036 to 16,016. I should have done it the other way around, sorry. 16,016 minus 1036. Okay, and that equals, on the calculator, and that equals 5980. Okay, so, and then the last bit, anything above 16,006, well, he makes 55,000. So anything above 16,000, we'll find out how much that is. Okay, so take away the 16,000 and 16, so it's 55,000 minus 16,006, and that's 38,984 euros. Okay, euros. Right, well, to calculate the USC, he has to pay 2% of his first 10,036 euros. He has to pay 4% of between his 16,016 and 10,036. Okay, so he has to pay 4% of the 5,980, and the rest of his money he has to pay 7%. Okay, so he's got to pay a fair chunk of money to the government. So let's see how much he actually does have to pay. So to get a percent, multiply by 2% equals, so that equals €200.72 there. And then from the 5,980 multiply by 4%, he pays €239.20. Okay. And then the rest of it is 38,984 multiplied by 7%, and that's €2,728.88. Okay, so this three amounts he pays. So if we add them all up, 239,920 plus 200.72, he pays 3,106.80. So that's how much USC he has to pay. Okay. Okay, so the next question, guys. Okay, calculate Peter's tax for the year. Well, okay, so we're coming back now to our standard cut-off rate, which was written in the question already. His gross income, which is written in the question already. The two bands of tax, the lower band 20% and the higher band 42%, and his tax credit. So here we go. I want to find out how much tax he pays. Right. Well, for the first 28,500, he has to pay 20% of that to the government. So we get 20% of his first 28,500. 28,500 multiply by 20% equals, 500 multiply by 20%, and we have 5,700 euros. Okay, so he pays that much tax to the government on the first 28,500 euros he has. And then for the rest, so anything over 28,500, so we're going to have to find that out. So he has 55,000 and minus the first 28,500, and that is 26,500. Okay, so his first 28,500 was at 20%, and then anything else, okay, the next 26,500, which brings him up to this, is at 42%. So multiply that by 42%, and we get 11,130 euros. Okay, and calculate Peter's tax payable through the year. Well, his tax payable is the two of them added together. And that is 16,830 euros. So that's how much tax he had to pay. Okay, and the last thing then is they say Peter pays PRSI, okay, pay related social insurance for any business lads, of 1,930 euros per year. Calculate Peter's net yearly income after all deductions have been made. So the net is actually what he gets to keep. Well, he started off with 55,000, and then he minused the tax, which we have up here, 16,830. He also minused the USC, which was 3,106. €168.80. And he also paid PRSI of €1930. So the PRSI. Okay, and we're minusing all of those. So this is how much he got, or this is how much he earned at the start. Government took this, government took this, government took this. And let's see how much he will end up with. Minus 31. So he will end up getting into his pocket sorry, 23,071. So he'll end up getting €33,071.20. Okay, the government get the rest. Okay, so that's question 1 done, lads. Okay, so on to question 2, guys. A lot of you didn't do well in this, right? We need to go over it again. But anyway, we'll go through it. So the complex number z is shown on the argand diagram. Okay, there it is. Write down the coordinates of z, and it's 3, 4i. Okay, 3 plus 4i. In an argand diagram, so in a normal coordinate geometry diagram, this would be the x-axis, this would be the y-axis. Okay? But in an argand diagram, this is the real axis, and this is the imaginary axis. And all these are just normal numbers, but these numbers will be 1i, 2i, 3i, 4i, 5i, minus 1i. So that's where I'm getting the 3 plus 4i. Okay? Next one then. Plot IZ on an argand diagram. So it's the Z multiplied by I, and I squared is minus 1. Okay, again, if this is Chinese to you, don't worry, okay, but I'm just going to do it anyway. So Z is 3 plus 4i. I'm going to multiply that by I. So 3 by I is 3i, and I by plus 4i is plus 4i squared. Now look at this, 4i squared is minus 1, so I'm going to change that. So 3i plus 4i squared is changed to a minus 1. So it's 3i minus 4. Okay. That's our answer, but generally we will put the normal number first, the real number first. So it's minus 4 plus 3i. Okay. Minus 4 plus 3i is minus 4, 3i, and there we go. Okay, so that's I, Z. Okay, and so for this one, guys, then it says by joining Z to IZ, so I'll do that. So by joining the two of them, right, now expect me to use a ruler. Okay. Describe the transformation, rotation or symmetry that occurs by a complex number when it's multiplied by r. Well, it's rotated by 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Okay, I actually, do you know what, I wouldn't expect you to even know that, right? But if we start here, okay, that is rotated 90 degrees anti-clockwise, always. Okay, so you multiply complex number by I, it rotates at 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Alright, but again, don't think I'd expect you to know that. Right, last bit. So find the complex number W such that W equals, I can see it a bit clearer, 2 plus pi by, and divided by 2 plus I. So this is division of complex numbers. You see, one over the other is always division. Okay? And again, most of us weren't able to answer this, so we'll have to go over this chapter again. But anyway, for any of you who were familiar with it, here's how we divide a complex number. So we have minus 2 plus 5i, 2 plus I. Now, in order to divide complex numbers, we have to multiply the top and the bottom by the conjugate of the bottom. Okay? And what I mean by the conjugate of the bottom is I just change the what you call it? Oh, it's late in the night, lads. I change the sign in front of the second letter here, the imaginary letter. So 2 plus I becomes 2 minus I, and again 2 minus I. Okay, so what I'll do then is I will first of all do the top. Okay, so I have to multiply the top, and the top is minus 2 plus 5i multiplied by 2 minus I. And you're just, like, for the most part, it's just multiplying it out like we do in algebra. So it's first by first, first by second, second by first, second by second, until the last part where we get an I squared. Okay, but here we go. Minus 2 multiplied by plus 2 is minus 4. Minus 2 multiplied by minus I is plus 2i. 5i multiplied by 2 is plus 10i, and 5i multiplied by minus I is minus 5i squared. Okay, and we should know from complex numbers that an I squared is minus 1. So watch. Minus 4, which is simplified, plus 12i minus 5, and again we have our I squared, which is minus 1. So it's minus 4 plus 12i minus 5 multiplied by minus 1 is plus 5, and minus 4 plus 5, so it's 1 plus 12i. So that's the top bit. Okay, and then we'll do the bottom bit. And the bottom is 2 plus I. There's a little trick here to know if you're right. 2 minus I. Okay, the little trick is, you see, if we have 2 plus I and 2 minus I, so if one is the conjugate of the other, so if we're multiplying a complex number by its conjugate, our answer should just be a normal number. Okay, so the i's should just be gone. So let's see. 2 multiplied by 2, 2 multiplied by minus I multiplied by 2, I multiplied by minus I. So 2 by 2, 4, 2 by minus I, minus 2i. I by 2 plus 2i, and plus I by minus I is minus I squared. So it's 4 minus 2i plus 2i, so they're gone. And then it's minus I squared, so minus I squared is minus 1. So it's 4 plus 1, which is 5. Okay, so we'll bring them back now. There's the top. 1 plus 12i all over 5. Okay, and that will give us 1 over 5 plus 12 over 5i. Okay, and the last one for tonight, that's question 3. Generally we did okay in this one, and this is the minus b formula. Okay, so here we go. Multiply these out, right? That's this by this and this by this, so it's 4x plus 12 plus this by this by this, 2x plus 1 equals this by this by this. Now be careful, this by this, so minus 2 multiplied by minus 4x. Like signs give plus answers, so it's plus 8x, and then minus 2 by minus 2, again like signs give plus answer. Okay, so we're after multiplying them out, and I'm going to do it my way, right? I know you just bring things across the equal sign. So, well, I'm going to get rid of my, let me think now. Okay, I'll get my x's to this side, my numbers to this side. Okay, I want to get rid of, I'll simplify it first. So I have 2x and 4x, so 6x, 12 and 1 plus 13 equals 8x plus 4. Okay, I'll get rid of my x on this side, so I'll keep x's over here, numbers here. So minus 6x from this side, I need to minus 6x from this side. I'm left with 13 equals 8x minus 6x is 2x plus 4. And then I need to minus 4 from this side, so I have minus 4, and that is 9 equals 2x. Okay, oh sorry lads, my first mistake. So 2 multiplied by 1 is actually 2, 12 and 2 is actually 14, so this will be 14, and 14 minus 4 is actually 10, sorry, so 2x equals 10, so if I divide that by 2, you get 5 equals x, or x equals 5, okay? And then this is our minus b formula, right? So, right, well, the only thing is, it's a quadratic, but it's a little bit mixed up, because they have the number first, then the x, and then the x squared. So for argument's sake, I am going to change it into the way we're used to. Okay, so I'd love to be able to just factorize it like this, but it's a bit messy, okay, it's a bit complicated. So we'll do the minus b formula. So a, b, c. So a is minus 3, b is 10, c is 8. And the minus b formula then is minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Right, so start slotting them in. So we have minus 10 plus minus the square root of 10 squared minus 4. A is minus 3 and c is 8, and all over 2a, which is minus 3. Okay, so the first one I'll do it with a plus here, so I'll type it all into the calculator. Okay, so the plus side anyway, so this will have a plus, so it's minus 10 plus square root of 10 squared minus 4 minus 3 8 all over minus 6, and that will be minus 10 plus square root of 100 minus like again, like you can do it on the calculators, I just like kind of doing this, plus 12 and 8, 12 is 96 all over minus 6, so that would be minus 10 plus 10 is square root of 4, which is 2 all over minus 6, which would be 8 over minus 6, I think. Just making sure now. No, yeah. So, okay, sorry guys, second mistake of the night. Getting late. Here, minus 4 multiplied by minus 3 is plus 12, so that should be a plus. So I'll go over here, sorry about the mess. Minus 10 plus the square root of 196 all over minus 6. Well, the square root of 196, 14. So minus 10 plus 14 over minus 6 equals what's that? Minus 10 plus 14 is 4 over minus 6, which equals
minus 6 equals minus 0.66. That's one. And the other one, minus 10 minus square root of 196 all over minus 6, and that's minus 10 minus 14 all over minus 6. Minus 10 minus 14 is minus 24 over minus 6, which equals 4. Okay, so x can be 4 and x can be minus 0.66. Okay, that's it, lads. So I'll do some more maybe for you tomorrow. Okay, best of luck.